Alrighty, folks. Now, you know I'm feeling great on a Friday morning because we're coming off a 5-1 day in my 6 premium selections on my website yesterday. Had an absolutely great day. We cashed in on the Dodgers, Twins, Brewers, Rangers, and a 2-teamer as well. And the only way you could access all of those winners is to be a chairman member on that site. My chairman membership is a full access, all-inclusive membership. It gives you access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, guys, you also get access to my Chairman podcast absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. Now, if you don't need access to every single play, but you're still interested in maybe a couple of them, you may want to think about signing up for my extra daily pick package. It costs just $2.99 for 30 days of service. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my daily best play every single day for the next 30 days, absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. And folks, I've got to tell you, I've been red hot this week in that extra daily pick package. I'm currently 4-0 my last 4 extra daily picks on that website. And the good news is I have another one going off here today. I currently have over 530 members. We're signed up and active on my website right now. And with that, folks, got ourselves a big slate here today, so let's go ahead and dive into it. We're going to start off with the Braves at the Cubs, 2:20 p.m. East. Atlanta's minus 165, totals 8.5. Max Fried for the Braves, Kyle Hendricks for Chicago. And as good as the Braves are, I do think Chicago can cover the run line here. They're 8-2 against the number in their last 10. They also have Kyle Hendricks on the mound here today, and he's been solid in his appearances this year. The righty's got an ERA in the 3s along with a solid 1.06 whip. Now, the Cubs are also one of the best run-producing teams at home in the game. They're actually in the top 3 in runs per game on their own diamond. Top 3 in the National League. Cody Bellinger, he's hitting .315 at the plate. OPS in the 900s. Meanwhile, Nico Hoerner's the club leader in hits. Ian Happ's also been walked 78 times. They're facing Max Fried, who hasn't made a start for the Braves since the beginning of May. And once again, folks, as good as the Braves have been this season, I do have concerns about the run line in this one. They failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4 on the road. Now, the over did cash in 5 out of Hendricks' last 6 starts for Chicago. And in addition to that, the Cubbies are also 63% to the over in all of their contests at Wrigley Field. Give me the Cubs plus 1.5, over 8 and a hook. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Rays at the Tigers, 6:40 p.m. East. Tampa Bay's minus 145, totals 9. Zach Littell for Tampa Bay, Reese Olson for Detroit. Now, Olson's recorded only 1 win on the season. He's currently got an ERA close to 5. The Tigers have also struggled at the dish this year. And in their last 10 meetings with Tampa Bay, they've been held to under 2.3 runs a game. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. They're facing righty Zach Littell, who's shown some exceptional control. He's walked only 2 batters compared to 28 strikeouts in his role this year. Now, the Rays have also been opportunistic with the bats. You guys all know that. They're a top 5 run-producing team in the American League on the road. Randy Rosarena's got the most RBI on the roster. Yandy Diaz hits .314 with an OPS in the 900s. Luke Raley's questionable for Tampa Bay. Mejia and Walls are still out. Now, the over cashed in 6 out of these last teams' last 10 head-to-head meetings. So once again, if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. Meanwhile, 5 out of Detroit's last 7 Reese Olson starts got over the line. Give me Tampa Bay minus 145, over 9. Next matchup, Nats Reds, 6:40 p.m. East. Cincinnati's the $2 favorite, totals 10.5. Graham Ashcraft for Cincinnati, Patrick Corbin for Washington. And if you want to see whether I'm making a play on the money line, run line, or total in this one, this game's actually being featured as the second leg of my crowd pleaser teaser here today. on patreon.com/BrockPage. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, no free pick for that contest. All right, next matchup, Astros, Yankees, 7:05 Eastern start time. Houston's minus 145, totals 9. Hunter Brown for Houston, Luis Severino for New York. Now, Severino's just 2-5 on the year with a terrible ERA in the 7s. The Yankees also have real problems at the plate. These guys average just 7.1 hits a game in the Bronx. They're facing Hunter Brown, who's got 7 wins on the season for Houston and 126 strikeouts. Now, these Astros hitters have also been real good on the road. They're a top 5 hit-producing lineup when they bat first. Yordan Alvarez, he has an OPS in the thousands. Kyle Tucker's the team leader in hits. Now, injury-wise, Anthony Rizzo is still out for the Pinstripers. 4 out of the Bombers' last 7 home games did fall under the total. They've also been held to just 2.7 runs a game in their last 10 meetings with Houston. And no real shock here, folks. The under cashed in 80% of those head-to-head meetings I just mentioned. Give me Houston, Houston minus $1.45, under 9. Next matchup, it is going to be Royals at the Phillies, 7:05 Eastern first pitch. Philadelphia's minus 250 at Citizens Bank Park, totals 9 runs. Aaron Nola for the Titans, Jordan Lyles for Kansas City. Now, Lyles is just 2-12 on the season with an ERA in the 6s. They're also scoring fewer runs a game at the plate than any other team in the AL Central. They're going up against a 9-win Aaron Nola, who's got a lot of strikeouts and a low whip. The righty's punched out 139 batters. He has a 1.12 whip this year. And when it comes to offensive productions, the Phils do like to... Phils hit a lot at the bank. They do like to hit at the bank. They're a top 10 hit-producing team on their own field. Bryson Stott hits .301 with 173 total bases. Bryce Harper's batting .294 with 43 total walks. Christian Pache is still out for Philadelphia. Nick Pratto is unavailable for Kansas City. The Royals went 60% to the over in their last 10. They also went 4-2 to the over in their last handful of Jordan Lyles starts. Philadelphia went 7-3 to the over in their last 10 Aaron Nola starts. Give me Philadelphia minus 1.5, over 9. All right, next ball game I have for you. It is going to be Mets at the O's, 7:05 Eastern first pitch. Baltimore's minus $1.60, totals 9 runs. Dean Kramer for the O's, David Peterson for New York. Peterson, he hasn't been worth a hill of beans this season. Just a 3-7 record with an ERA just about the 6s. And even if the lefty throws well, the Mets struggle to get base runners. They're a bottom 5 hit-producing lineup in the National League. They're facing a 10-win Dean Kramer, who's got 111 punch-outs on the year. And out of Kramer's last 9 starts, the O's got the W 8 times. They actually averaged 6.8 runs a game in those victories. And a lot of that is thanks to guys like Austin Hayes, who's got a top 20 batting average in the majors right now. Anthony Santander, he's the team leader in runs batted in. Hicks and Mullins are still out for Baltimore. Brandon Nimmo questionable for New York. The Mets went 6-2 to the over in their last 8 David Peterson starts. Meanwhile, Baltimore's gone 67% to the over in their interleague home games. Give me Baltimore minus 160, over 9. Next matchup I have for you, it is going to be White Sox at the Guardians, 7:10 Eastern first pitch. Cleveland's minus $1.60, totals 8.5. Logan Allen for Cleveland, Mike Clevinger for Chicago. Now, Clevy's been more than serviceable in 67-plus innings. The righty's got himself a solid ERA of 3.59. These White Sox pitchers, they've also got themselves a lot of strikeouts. They're punching out over 9.4 batters a game. And in their last 10 meetings with the Guardians, they've held Cleveland to just 2.6 runs per game. When it comes to offensive woes, the Guardians have been terrible at the dish in front of their own crowd. These guys score fewer runs a game at home than any other team besides one. RBI leader Josh Naylor, he is questionable with an injury to his side, so keep an eye on him. 7 out of Cleveland's last, and I'll tell you, if he's out of the lineup, that's essentially the only guy, one of the few guys who can hit the baseball. But anyway, 7 out of Cleveland's last 10 ball games fell under the total. They're also 81% to the under in their divisional home games. Now, the White Sox are 21-12 to the under against the AL Central. Give me the White Sox plus 1.5, under 8.5. Next ball game, Blue Jays, Red Sox, 7:10 p.m. East. Boston's $1.55, totals 10.5. James Paxton for the Bo Sox, Alek Manoah for Toronto. And if you want to see whether I'm making a play on the money line, run line, or total in this one, this is the game that's being featured as my extra daily pick on patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, guys, I'm 4-0, my last 4 extra daily picks on that website. And if you sign up for that package here today, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, guys, you're also going to get access to my daily best play every single day for the next 30 days. Absolutely free. It's going to be included with your purchase. Next game, Marlins Rangers, 8:05 East. Texas is $1.50, totals 8.5. Jordan Montgomery for the Rangers, Jesus Luzardo for Miami. And even though the Luzardo's been really good this season, the Marlins are coming fresh off a bad series loss to Philadelphia. They dropped 3 of 4 to Philly at home, and they've had significant problems at the plate. And to be truthful, they've struggled scoring runs all season long. These guys are a bottom 5 run-producing lineup on the road. Now, they're facing lefty Jordan Montgomery, who's got an ERA in the 3s, along with 108 strikeouts. And even if Jordy stinks, he is backed by the most dangerous lineup of hitters in the American League. These guys are averaging over 6.1 runs a game at Globe Life Field. Adolis Garcia, he is the most RBI in the American League right now. Corey Seager bats .347 with an OPS in the thousands. Jonah Heim still out for Texas. Jonathan Davis inactive for Miami. The Marlins saw the overcash in 4 out of their last 5 Luzardo starts. Meanwhile, the Rangers are 13-4 to the over in their interleague home games. Give me Texas minus $1.50, over 8.5. Next matchup, D-backs Twins, 8:10 p.m. East. Minnesota's minus $1.25, totals 8.5. Bailey Ober for Minnesota, Merrill Kelly for Arizona. And as good as Kelly's been this year, the D-backs have really fallen off the rails after the All-Star break. They've taken the loss in 7 out of their last 10 more recently, and they've had significant problems at the plate during that span. Now, they're going to have to face Bailey Ober on the mound for Minnesota, and he's been real tough to hit against. Ober's got an ERA of 3.19 along with a 1.04 whip. Now, these Minnesota pitchers as a whole, well, I'll tell you what, they're striking out more batters a game than any other staff in the league. They've had some filthy stuff this year. Now, Gordon, Kirilloff, Lewis, and Miranda are still out for the Twins. Byron Buxton's also a little banged up still. Keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, for Arizona, Longoria and Moreno are still inactive. Now, the D-backs' last 4 on the road all stayed under. They're also 8-2 to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me the Twins minus $1.25, under 8.5. Next contest, Pirates Brewers, 8:10 p.m. East. Milwaukee's $1.65 at home, totals 9 runs. Colin Rea for Milwaukee, Quinn Priester for Pittsburgh. And out of just 15 2/3 innings of work this year, the righty Quinn Priester, he has an ERA of 9.19 already. Now, the Buccos are also having significant problems getting base runners. They're in the bottom 3 in the National League in hits. Now, they got to face Colin Rea, who's got a winning record and a 1.20 whip. These Milwaukee pitchers have also been tough to hit against. They're in the top 5 in fewest hits allowed per game. Now, injury-wise, Winker and Tellez are still out for the Brew Crew. G1 Bay's out for the Pirates. Pittsburgh, they've been held to just 3.6 runs a game in their last 10 meetings with Milwaukee. The Brewers are 61% to the under against the NL Central. Give me Milwaukee minus 165, under 9. Next game, Rockies Cardinals, 8:15 East. St. Louis is minus 165, totals 9.5. Adam Wainwright for the Redbirds, Chris Flexen for Colorado. And if you want to see whether I'm making a play on the money line, run line, or total in this one, this game's being featured as my board member tier package play on patreon.com/BrockPage. Once again, folks, if you sign up for that membership here today, you're going to get access to that package every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, folks, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free during that time frame. They're going to be included with your purchase, and you're also going to get access to my board member podcast as well. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, no free pick for that game. Next matchup, Mariners Angels, 9:38 Eastern, first pitch. Seattle's $1.20, totals 8. Luis Castillo for Seattle, Reed Detmers for Los Angeles. Now, I don't think Detmers, gives these guys a chance to win today. He's just 2-8 on the season, ERA in the 4s. The Angels also lost 5 out of their last 7. They averaged under 2.6 runs a game during that time frame. They're going to have their hands full with starting pitcher Luis Castillo. He's got 149 strikeouts and a 1.01 whip. The righties also got a stingy 2.88 ERA. As a team, the M's got the W in 7 out of their last 9. And they scored a whole bunch of runs in the process. Julio Rodriguez, he's the club leader in hits. Eugenio Suarez, he has 70 RBI on the year. Of course, Jared Kelenic is still out for Seattle. Trout, Rendon, and Drury still out for Los Angeles. The Angels are 12-6 to the over against the AL West at home. They're also 22-9 to the over in all of their divisional ball games. Now, the Mariners on the other side, they went 60% to the over in their last 10. Give me the M's, minus 120, over 8. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. It's going to be in that Dodgers-Padres game, 9:40 Eastern, first pitch. San Diego's minus $1.20 at home, totals 8.5. Yu Darvish for the Padres, Bobby Miller for Los Angeles. Now, the Dodgers do like to win when Bobby Miller starts. He's 6-2 on the season with a 1.19 whip. And out of Miller's last 6 starts this year, the Dodgers scored 45 total runs. Freddie Freeman's got 146 hits on this season, highest OPS average in the National League. Meanwhile, Mookie Betts, he's in the top 5 in both home runs and OPS himself. They're taking on Yu Darvish, who does allow his fair share of runs. The righty comes into today's contest with a 4.53 ERA. The Padres are also a bottom 10 hit-producing lineup on their own field. And speaking of offensive woes, the Friars have been held to just 2.7 runs a game in their last 10 meetings with Los Angeles. JD Martinez, he's not expected to start here today for the Dodgers. Max Muncy is questionable. 7 out of the Dodgers' last 10 ball games got over the total. They also went 7-1 to the over in their last 8 Bobby Miller starts as well. Give me the Dodgers plus $1 over 8.5. With that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Give me the Cubs plus 1.5 over 8.5 runs. Tampa Bay Rays minus 145 over 9. I have no free pick available for you in the Washington-Cincinnati game. I'm 4-0, my last 4 extra daily picks on my website. And the good news is for you, I have another extra daily pick going off here today. The link for that site is in my bio. Give me the Houston Astros minus 145 under 9. Phillies minus 1.5 over 9. Orioles minus 160 over 9. White Sox plus 1.5 under 8 and a hook. I have no free pick available for you in the Blue Jays Red Sox game. Texas Rangers minus 150 over 8.5. Minnesota Twins minus $1.25 under 8.5. Brewers minus 165 under 9. I have no free pick available for you in the Rockies Cardinals game. Seattle Mariners minus 120 over 8. With my next and final free pick for the video, give me the Dodgers plus $1 over 8.5.